And I'm back. Welcome back, YouTube. It's 3:41 p.m. I think that went actually really positive. Holy crap, it was time consuming. And most of the time was just waiting. So obviously this was some kind of a mass hiring event. I believe this was actually an interview process with the company that I would actually be working for, that I would actually be working for this company, not through a logistics agency, working for another company like the last job was. By the way, holy crap, it's hot in here. I'm trying to get back where I had the interview yesterday. Trying to get there before 4 o'clock. They closed that gate at 4. I couldn't figure out any other way to get into where I had the interview other than that gate that closes at 4. Which sucks. I really want to swing by Rob's place, although he hasn't texted me back yet. So, still no word from Allison. I did kind of hear from Priscilla today. I kind of got a lot of mixed feelings about that. I did kind of share with her what's going on with Allison, and she's just like, yeah, it looks like she's kind of hell-bent on destroying herself. And I'm like, yeah, well, she's decided that the most important thing to her is drugs. And I think most sane people know that that's a self-destructive path, but I've been told I should have more sympathy towards, addiction and addicts and whatnot. But I don't know. I guess I've just had so many bad experiences with people who are involved with drugs in my life that I don't have a lot of sympathy, and I don't have a lot of understanding of it. And I'm told, well, it's not as easy as just saying no. But yet, kind of it is. I mean, what stops me from being all spun out on drugs? I just say no. Simple as that. Anyway. So, while I was waiting for this whole process, I put in another application for an online, warehouse delivery thing. Something through ZipRecruiter popped up on my shit on ZipRecruiter. And then, oh my goodness, I'm starting to get hunger pains. I need to get over to that rental car center. I'm really crossing the fingers that I just left my driver's license sitting on the table and then somebody saw it and they're holding it there. I'm definitely too late to get any assistance from the Human Services campus for getting my license replaced. It almost seems like I don't know. Seems like I've read or maybe heard on the radio that they have a special DMV there for issuing IDs. I didn't see that while I was there. And when I told them that I had my driver's license at the beginning of the day. In fact, one of the things I had to do, they didn't ask to see any ID today, thank God. But everything's about background checks these days. And one of the last form that I filled out for them, which was actually on paper. I did spend some time doing this online form. Like, they're like, oh, well, you didn't complete the application online, which seems bizarre to me. It's like, obviously I did complete an application online, or I wouldn't be here scheduled for an interview. But I don't know, apparently there was an additional thing above and beyond Indeed.com, because I applied to this thing today through Indeed. At least I think I applied through Indeed. I might have done it through ZipRecruiter. You know, at some point I noticed most everybody had wrote down Indeed, and I think it was through Indeed. But yeah, at this point I'm like signed up on so many different websites that I don't know offhand. You know, I'm just following emails and text messages. I also applied to deliver pizzas at one of the Domino's locations, which, if I could work that into the mix, that'd be a good thing, because at this point I feel like I need something where I'm getting cash tips on the regular. I think if I set myself up to where I'm just 100% waiting for a paycheck, I'm setting myself up for failure. Because I've got bills that are due above and beyond my rent. Like, I know I have my rent covered, and that's the most important thing. Yeah, everything else with creditors and stuff can wait. I can negotiate with them. I mean, it sucks. I don't like the idea of my FICO starting to go downhill after working so hard to maintain it and never having a late payment. But I'm just kind of where I'm at with my money. I'm where I'm at. So that's where I'm at. Well, it looks like I'm going to make it to where I need to. This is the exit from Buckeye. I'm trying to think of where I'm going relative to this off ramp. I really do hope I can get some kind of a job just working by the airport, because definitely what killed my last job, above and beyond anything else. I mean, the scheduling was tough, and the fact that I had a bout with the flu, or I don't know, it was a flu or it was a really bad cold. I do know I definitely had like mucus in my lungs, and I was having trouble breathing there for a while, and I was having, where I was wheezing quite a bit. So I don't know, was it the Great Plague that everybody makes such a deal about that you don't dare say because it's a keyword filter on YouTube? It's possible. It is possible. I'm not going to test for that because, frankly, I don't give a shit. It's just a glorified cold in my book. Although, as you can see, I'm still a little bit congested. But yeah, certainly those few days I missed because of that. But the bigger picture with Williams-Sonoma, the bigger picture by far was just that shift was very difficult. Now, that was one thing that the interview I had today that I did say. She said, well, you understand we're a 24-hour company. We could schedule you for any schedule. And I'm like, okay. And I said, well, y'all need to also understand that I'm a very nocturnal person. And, how reliable am I as an employee? If I need to come in every day at 9 p.m., I'm reliable. If I need to come in every day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm reliable. If I got to come in at midnight, I'm reliable. If I have to come in at 5 in the morning, I'll try. And I will try. But I tell you, like, if that's the schedule that they hire and put me on, I will continue to put in applications for other jobs because I know that's not a bad fit for me. I gave it a pretty solid effort at Williams-Sonoma, and just the it just had horrible effects on my mental health that I just don't feel are acceptable for me. Well, I'm really pushing this 4 o'clock envelope here. I got 3:51, and I still had it parked and then get walked through that gate. So the gate that I'm going through is off to the right, but I don't think I can park over there, and I know I can park over here. You know, it's interesting. It says Hertz now hiring, www.hertz.jobs. Maybe I should apply there too. You know what else I keep hearing advertising for applicants is I keep hearing the sheriff. I keep hearing the sheriff doing ads on KTAR, and I've been told that one of the better places, now granted probably not law enforcement working with the sheriff's department, but that one of the places that tends to be more understanding of background issues is municipal jobs. I don't know. I'm just casting a wide net at this point. Anyway, I should probably stop videotaping so security doesn't get weird about me, but that's the gate street and I'm going through it. Hopefully my driver's license is here. Well, I went in. I made it that gate just in time. In fact, the security guy was like, yeah, it closes right at 4 o'clock. Although he did tell me if I was in there was another way I could get out. But yeah, it was, yeah, I got in there. Yeah, I got a good vibe about this place. And at this point, it almost seems like it's going to be a matter of who gets back to me first, with an actual start date. And of all the jobs that I've applied to, this is by far the lowest paying. But I don't know, I just walked into the area and it's kind of like a break room. It looks like everybody's kind of getting ready to come on shift. There seemed like a pretty solid camaraderie of the people that were there. It seemed like a good vibe. And the guy that I talked to yesterday recognized me and remembered me, so that's a positive thing, I think. But he looked through a lost and found, looked through the desk area, said he did not see my driver's license, and nobody's turned it in. So I don't know what to think of it. I feel like I've looked everywhere. I don't know, hopefully I can go online and just order a replacement through the DMV website. I don't think they really, I should have turned right there on 16th Street. I don't think they really, I know it used to be you could go into the DMV offices, they could print it right away, but I don't know that they do that anymore. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've had to replace mine. But yeah, I have all this shit for me to lose, man. and not a good time for it either. Now, I did say tomorrow morning I was going to try and get to my mental health clinic at 9, and then they said the benefits specialist would be there, and if I got there at 9 in the morning, that they would try and help me reapply for Social Security. Now it's hard to say what'll come of that. It will be a little frustrating if by the time I get applied I'm making too much money to qualify for it, but I don't know. I feel like I did kind of drop the ball on that last, I won't say last year, it's been years. It was in 2017 was in 2020 when it was in 2020 when I had the sorry, my mind is slipping right now. It was in 2020 when I had my Social Security got cut off on the basis of me having too much money in my bank account due to receiving my stimulus. So now since then I've gone on to make enough money that I'm pretty sure I wouldn't qualify for it, but I really don't know. Like, I know at one point I had some kind of a phone interview, or that was supposed to get straightened out, or I was supposed to have a phone interview. I don't remember exactly how I messed it up. A lot of these processes and procedures, they just make them so convoluted that, and it's by design. I mean, like, I was watching some video on YouTube, some short, probably from Tales from the Street, where they were talking about how, it showed somebody that had really advanced scoliosis and was like, just his back was all contorted and he was having difficulty walking and he was clearly homeless behind some sort of a strip mall. And he, and I just commented that, I had gone to the Human Services campus yesterday down by Cass, and that I saw a lot of people that were disabled while I was down there, and that what I saw as the biggest problem is that there's services and assistance available, but there's nobody there to guide and help the people that are trying to get the assistance who are handicapped, especially those who are mentally handicapped, mentally ill. There's just nobody there to help them through that process. And that to me seems to be the biggest fail. I mean, I'm pretty damn high functioning for what my mental illnesses are. And generally speaking, like, I've gotten into some decent jobs and I've done well in them. But trying to figure out where I can park. No parking corner to here. So I guess on the other side of here I can park. I'm just trying to go downtown. Oh, I don't need to put my sunshade in. It is hot today. Did a little bit better compromise of dressing. I wore a nice, I don't know, it's a business casual type shirt. Just not a full-on button-down shirt, but like a half button-down kind of shirt. I don't know what the heck you'd call that. But I feel I look good and presentable for the interview that I had, but it's not like, it's not brutally hot like that long sleeve dress shirt I was wearing yesterday. So I'm starting to get some severe hunger pains right now, and I've been thinking about actually going back to the care campus, the human services campus down there at the Zone, and no, I hate how they do this at some places where they'll put up a second street name on a street to like honor somebody, like Jefferson 100 South. Yeah, this is Jefferson Street. Then we've got this Dr. Warren H. Stewart Sr. Way. Like, how about you give her a different street somewhere else that's actually her street, and not try to make a confusion between that and Jefferson Street. Anyway, I keep seeing more and more of those silly secondary street signs popping up in places. And I don't know, it just seems silly to me. Oh, goodness. Anyway, there's part of me that really wants to go down to the Human Services campus, partially so I can try and see if I can find my daughter down there. I'm kind of doubtful about it now. It's anybody's guess what she decided to do. She might have, like, at one point, I felt a little insulted that she would even say this to me, but like one point she's like talking to some other person who looks like complete riffraff to me while we're down at the inside the first place where you have your intake to get your ID to go to the Human Services campus. And she's at some point she starts like talking to some guy that just straight up seems like riffraff. And then I'm not sure what the conversation was going on about, but I feel like I overheard her saying something along the lines of, well, don't let me buy anything. I probably best that I not buy anything from you here so we don't get in trouble. And what's she buying? What the fuck is this dumb kid doing buying anything? Like, you're on the cusp of losing your car. You don't have glasses. You don't need to be buying anything. But anyway, I was like, well, what was that about? And she responds real condescendingly, oh, there's this whole underground network, blah, 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 you just don't know anything about. Really? I mean, come on now. I was a nighttime cab driver in the hood for a long time. There was a time I used to move a lot of weed before weed was a legal thing. I've had my brushes with the the underbelly of society. No, I'm quite well aware of what this network is, and I'm also well aware of the low caliber of people that you're trying to make connections with. I mean, the guys I was getting my stuff from had nice cars and nice houses. But, that's fine. Yeah, see if you can make a connection with somebody in a homeless shelter. See how that works out for you. Anyway, I worry she probably tried to connect up with somebody like that because she thinks those are the people who help her out. She thinks those are the people that are her friends, and she thinks that's a kind of a good way of life. I don't know. I also think she just might be back there just looking for help. So I'm trying to make my way back to the Human Services campus. I do have my ID for that on me. And I got my new bus pass on me. Is that in view? There we go. So yeah, I got that on me, so that's a positive thing. But yeah, I was thinking I should maybe just for the whole experience of it, since I got that card and everything, try and see what it's like doing dinner at the Andre House. Since I haven't ate a dinner there, I don't think since 2004, 2005, I think. I do remember that was part of my, as a homeless person, shortly after my divorce, during the pendency of my divorce, when I connected with Connie, who was not homeless when I met her. She kind of showed me the ropes of that stuff, and generally speaking, we did 2 meals a day, and we did other meals at other places as well, but we regularly did 2 meals a day on weekdays. Lunch at St. Vincent de Paul, and it used to be located on Jackson Street in what is now a vacant lot. the new St. Vincent de Paul kitchen. I did see where that was, and it's at the back side of the Human Services campus. So, and I was aware they had relocated it in there. I do think that's kind of a step backwards, because now for somebody to access that, they've got to go through that whole intake process and card process and all of the screening and stuff that's involved with that.
All drinks must be in spill-proof containers when riding Valley Metro Rail. Thank you for respecting the ride.
Yeah, so
Todas las bebidas deben estar en contenedores a prueba de derrames cuando viajen el tren ligero.
I was hoping they were going to announce when the next train would be here.
Muchas gracias por respetar el viaje.
There goes a bus. I think that's probably the Route 12. I've connected to the Route 12 from this train before. It's a pretty awkward connection. The Route 12 doesn't have a lot of service. Anyway, yeah, I like the way it was before, where there was no separate, that Human Services campus hadn't been opened yet, and all you had to do to eat lunch at St. Vincent de Paul was show up. Simple as that. And it was usually a pretty decent lunch. And we did that pretty much every day. I didn't have any money. She didn't have any money. Even when she had her apartment, it didn't seem like she really ever had any money. She was basically functioning as an unlicensed attorney, and I suppose kind of so was I. It was such an odd relationship, but it sure worked for me at the time. And I can say one thing that I wasn't when I was with her is sexually frustrated, so there's that. But anyway, yeah, we would go there for lunch almost every day. Now we'd be down at the law library. Regularly worked at two different law libraries. The one which, when I went around the state capitol and kind of did some videos around the state capitol, I found out doesn't exist anymore, sadly. But it used to be the State Archives Library inside the state capitol building. But that used to be something that was publicly available. You could just walk right into. I was so disappointed when I went to the new building it's in to find out that you need to go through this whole appointment process and everything. Because we regularly went in there and I would research.
Next westbound train will arrive in 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I would regularly show up. I would regularly show up with my with her, and we would use their computers for internet access, but we were primarily using the internet access for legal research. And then I'd research stuff in the books as well. Sometimes she'd be busy doing stuff and I wouldn't have as much to do, and I would just go explore the Capitol Library, and or the Capitol State Capitol Museum, which is fascinating. And then other times I would sometimes I just wander through different parts of the library. That law library was absolutely fascinating to me, and I'm really, really disappointed it's not there in its original form anymore. Because I'm never going to take the time to set up an appointment, or whatever, and deal with these fools that are still wearing masks down at the new building. That's something that should be a publicly accessible resource where people just walk in, and it's just seems criminal to me that it's not anymore. But yeah, a lot of times we'd go there, start our morning there, and then other times at the law library within the Superior Court building in the East Court Tower. And that's not really what it used to be anymore either. But yeah, we go in there, and but yeah, at one point we would break, and then we would walk down the street to St. Vincent de Paul and get lunch there. And lunch was always good. Never had any complaints on the lunch. It was never anything that I wasn't ready and willing to eat for free, and I was never hungry. After leaving there, generally go back to one law library or the other. Sometimes we'd switch from the one to the other at that point in time. And generally speaking, like sometimes we would walk there, but sometimes we would get back and forth using the dash bus, which I kind of joked is it's I forget exactly what dash is an acronym for, but it has something to do with I think downtown area shuttle. But they call it the government shuttle because it's supposed to shuttle people between the various government offices. But
please stand back.
But I've always joked that it's the homeless bus because that seems to be 90% of who rides it. Anyway, my train is here. I really do want to do dinner at the Honor House, but I'm getting hunger pains that are pretty intense right now, so I'm going to go get some Taco Bell. And I think I'm early enough I can catch me a happy hour drink as well.